Yo, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to an F1 live stream yet again. This is actually 2 days in a row. I did say in the first episode of this live stream series that I was going to do this once per week, but I enjoyed yesterday so much that I just wanted to play it again, and I wanted to carry on, the series. If you don't know what the series is, we are going to be doing the 2018 F1 World Championship here on F1 2018 with Lewis Hamilton. Obviously, he won the championship in real life last year, because obviously now it's 2019, and this is obviously in the build-up to the new F1 season that obviously testing starts at the end of this month, so I can't wait for the new season to begin. But we are now in round 2. If you missed yesterday's stream, go and check it out, because the next bit I'm going to show you is a bit of spoilers. If we go on championships on the 2018 Formula 1 World Championship, we are in round 2, as you see, but this kind of like spoils exactly what happened in the first live stream, the first race in Australia. We actually ended up winning that race, but it wasn't just plain sailing. We actually qualified in third place. We had a pretty poor showing in qualifying, but we did get held up by Van Dorn in one of our fastest runs, which it looked like we were destined to become on pole, but I don't know actually how far how good that lap was. I haven't really watched it back, but we started in third place. We had a decent start-ish. Our teammate Bottas managed to get past myself and Vettel, and he was in second place for a bit. Raikkonen, who was out in front, had some mechanical issues, and so he dropped back. I actually was catching up to Bottas, and when trying to overtake him, I did like scrape my front wing, lost a bit off it, so I had to manage with that for the next like 10 or so laps, or like 7 or 8 laps with a dodgy wing, but it didn't really affect me too much. I maintained a gap. I was still in third place, and I came in a couple of laps before the other rivals up there at the head of the grid, and I actually came out in front of both Red Bulls and Vettel and Raikkonen, so I was up into pretty much second place. So it was just a question of trying to catch up to Bottas. The gap was about 4 seconds when I came out of my pit and he had his pit, and I was slowly whittling it down. I think by the end of it, it was like 1.5 seconds by the time the next pit stopped. But while I was trying to game, Max Verstappen in the Red Bull was rampant. He was catching me up, but the thing is, he made a mistake. He tried to overtake me on the first corner. He tried going down the inside. I just boxed him in, so he had no room to go, so we had to yield or risk spinning and damaging his car. He actually did spin, and the result of that, I believe that Ricciardo went straight into Max, and it cost him his race. He got terminal damage off his teammate, which is unfortunate. So in that race, if we go down to the bottom, you'll see that Ricciardo, Bottas and Raikkonen all retired from the race, because Raikkonen had obviously niggling issues towards the start, where he had mechanical problems, but later on he did actually retire. Bottas was out in front of me once Verstappen was out of the way and he had spun. I had a bit of a gap behind me, so I was fine with that, and I was slowly catching up to Bottas again, and around the second sector, like halfway through the race or something like that, Bottas got some smoke at the back of his car, and he ended up retiring through a mechanical failure. And Ricciardo, obviously, I was saying, with that terminal damage. So one Ferrari, one Mercedes and one Red Bull out of the first race, retiring early. But it was a question for us staying out front. We did that. We were like 20 something seconds ahead of Verstappen in the end. So the second half of the race wasn't really as eventful as the first half. All we had to do really was maintain that gap and see the car home, like passing lapped cars and stuff, and we did that fine. But Vettel, who started the race pretty poorly, going behind Bottas, and I kept him at bay in that first stint. He just never really had the performance on the race day, and even though he was third for quite a bit of the race, late on Hulkenberg and Sainz, both Renault drivers, managed to get past him. He ended up fifth with only 10 points, so he's obviously 15 points behind myself, obviously being Lewis Hamilton in this live stream series, and he's got some catching up to do. But brilliant performance by Renault, who actually currently sit top of the constructors with 27 points. Then it's ourselves with 25. Then it's Red Bull. And then it is Ferrari. Haas actually are tied with Ferrari with 10 points. They got 8 points with Magnussen and 2 points with Grosjean. But yeah, this next race obviously is in Bahrain, so obviously we're going to be doing a short qualifying first, like we did in Australia, and then we are going to have a 100% race on 90 AI difficulty, which is the first one in the master bracket. I think it's 90 to 94 is master, and then it goes on to legend and then ultimate. I'm not as good as that, but we saw in the first race that the difficulty was very good, very realistic for me. There's some cars I was quicker than, quite rightly so. I'm in one of the fastest cars, and also the Red Bulls were able to gain on me. So there was a good contrast of me slowly catching up to people, some people catching up to me, and me like absolutely blistering it past someone. So some cars. So it's a very realistic thing. So we are going to continue the championship. If you want to know any more about the settings that I've added to this season, then be sure to check them out in the first live stream. But other than that, we are going to get into round 2 of the 2018 Formula 1 World Championship here in the deserts of Bahrain. Qualifying, I believe, is evening, because it's normally a day before the race, like literally about 24 hours before the race. So we are going to be in our first evening race, and it is a beautiful race. Stay tuned for this. It should be good. I do like this track. Bahrain is a good track, except for one specific corner, and I will point that out while I am going around the circuit. So we need to make sure, first of all, that we are on increased top speed. I just think it works out better. We're not going to change the fuel load right now, and obviously we're on Super Softs, which is the fastest tyre for this weekend. It was the Ultra Softs in Australia, but because this is a different sort of track, it's not a street circuit, which Albert Park is. This is purely a racetrack here in the deserts of Bahrain. But anyway, I think it's important that we can get ourselves an early flying lap. Hopefully we don't get held up by any traffic this time round. But anyway, let's set ourselves a first lap. So we are obviously in the third sector right now, about to start our flying lap. So this is the back straight that leads onto the main straight itself. I'm hopeful that again I can qualify in the top 3, and again I'd love to get a podium in the desert. I worry for that one corner. Everything else about this track I should pretty much kind of nail on consistently, but I will show you exactly what corner I mean. But anyway, if we can set a nice lap to begin with, we've got a McLaren out in front of us. I wonder if they are a bit too far ahead. I wonder if I think they might just be a bit far ahead. It depends if they're on the outlap and they're driving quite slow, or they are on a flying lap like I am. So anyway, let's see what we can do. Obviously there's no practices, so I have to use this qualifying lap qualifying time as my kind of practice, but also I need to put in a lap time that is worthy of being on the front row or something. So it's this next corner here, because there's two parts. There's this sweeping corner here, and then I've just got to make sure. See, even then, like, I thought I was being quite cautious on that, but it turns out I mucked that up. So in the race I need to be as consistent and as smooth as possible, but also in qualifying I just need to nail it for one lap, and I believe that I can get somewhere near pole position. Obviously Vettel is as set the first fastest lap of this qualifying session. He needs redemption. Oh my god, that was an awful corner. I think I'm going to set like 2 laps in this first stint of qualifying, and then drop the fuel load and go on for like 1 flying lap, maybe 2 if I'm very lucky, but I think it'll just be 1 flying lap. Maybe I could do 3 stints if I'm lucky. I don't know yet. So right now we're in 3rd place behind both Sebastian Vettel and Kimi Raikkonen. So again, it's the Ferraris that seem to have the early qualifying pace, but saying that, I know I made a few mistakes in that first lap, so hopefully I can improve on that and potentially get into the top 2 at least in this first stint, so then there's a bit less pressure on me to go for a better flying lap in my second stint. So again, it's this middle sector that is going to make or break it. So there's 3 corners in the first lap that I was not happy with. Okay, so this is the corner that's coming up once again. So I think I'm going to start braking early so I can make it myself around. It was a bit better, but I was still well off the apex there. That corner was tough, but already you can see I'm about half a second up from my previous laps. That is decent. I don't actually know what the fastest lap is right now, but I know what mine is. Mine's in the 1:29.8. It might be in the 1:29s at the moment. I just need to make sure I nail this corner. It's not nailed, but it's definitely better. And as you can see, I am now 6 1/4 tenths up. Let's hope that this McLaren on this final corner does not mess me up. Come on, Alonso. It's your final year in F1. Obviously, he is retired now in real life. Is he going to come in? He is coming in. I'm just going to finish off this lap. I'm 4 tenths up, so I lost 2 tenths, and I'm still in 3rd place. So that's my first stint over with. Maybe 3rd isn't the worst in qualifying, but we need to see how the Red Bulls do, because Max Verstappen, it might actually push me all the way this year. So, oh, we're actually down to 4th. Bottas has beaten us, and he is actually about 3 tenths up on me. He is though within a tenth of Vettel, who, so it's 1:29.1 I need to be. I'm about half a second realistically off potentially getting pole. So I need to like thrash out some like laps. So what we're going to do, we are going to go on tyre select and choose a new set of ultra softs. So apparently the lap delta says that the difference between the laps I was on and the laps that I complete on the new laps, it's about 5 tenths difference. Hopefully that becomes true. And we're also going to drop our fuel load as light as possible, so we've got technically 1 chance at this. So we're going to go out and do it now, because it's potentially the track might be more empty. But I need to. There's a lot more issues with this track than with Australia. Australia is my favourite track. Bahrain used to be very good, but on this F1 game it is a bit more difficult. So we're gonna have to see how we do. I think it's definitely good that we got that win under our belt in Australia, because maybe it's a bit less pressure on us to get maximum points here. Obviously I want to get maximum points, of course I do, but we have to see how we go now. There's a lot more braking on this lap compared to the Australia one, so I need to be as tight as I can. That was an awful first corner. So as you can see, it's just gone to red, so we're actually down on our time right now, but we're starting to build it back up. We should go into the positives maybe on this corner. No, actually it went even slower then somehow, even though I thought that was probably as good a corner as I could possibly do. Now we're getting into the middle sector, and this is make or break. This is you got to squeeze it round and then get up this hill. This hill, it feels like a killer, but it's this corner here, as I'm probably going to point out so many times in the race. This one was a bit better, a lot tighter to the apex, and I need to just drive away. So as you can see, we're about 4 tenths up right now, but this last sector again is one of those where you've got to just somehow put it all together, string a good lap together. So I need to keep tight here, but I need to go out onto the left hand side, ready for this first corner. So that is the fastest sector, fastest middle sector of all the qualifying. Right now we're over 5 tenths. I need to get this final corner right. If I do, then I could potentially see myself go put on pole. I think I got it alright. We're up to 7 tenths, nearly 8 tenths. This is the lap I wanted. 8 tenths up on our previous lap, and we go into provisional pole. This is what we wanted. This is what we wanted. Put it all together when it really mattered. I don't know why I'm carrying on. I should just go back to the garage and just hope. I just need to hope and pray now that no one smashes a lap like I did. That middle sector, that final sector was brilliant. Did I get purple on the final sector? Let's find it. Yes, I did. We did it by nearly a tenth, or 7/100ths of a second. The fine margins. So we're actually 4 tenths up on Sebastian Vettel. Can he is currently on a flying lap right now. Actually, I think he's just put in a lap. What lap time did he get? So he's he's 13/100ths of a second behind. So he definitely improved. He got into the 128s, which kind of expected him to improve on. Got 3 minutes left, and at the moment these lot are in the garage, because you can see by the yellow marker on their status on the right hand side. I think that means they're in the garage. Green means they're on a outlap, I want to say. Yeah, because you can see the key. So yeah, the yellow triangle means they're in the garage. Flying lap means obviously there's like a checkered pattern, like a racing flag. In lap, which Vettel is in, so he is not going to go for another run, it seems. So Kimi is now on an outlap, so he might time this so he gets out just in time. So the Red Bulls right now, they're not looking as strong right now, so they're above a second away from me. Obviously everyone is looking like they are going to go on an outlap, so the two that we want to be looking at within the last 2 minutes. I could accelerate the time, but I think there's a bit of drama unfolded, so we are going to ride on board with Kimi Raikkonen. He's in the middle sector right now. Yeah, he's in the middle sector, so this is how he's taking this corner. So it's nice and conservative, nice and slow. I think my approach speed was spot on with my third attempt. My first one was well off, got improved, so it's just about practice. And like I said, no practice sessions. Every bit of practice I do is in the qualifying. And then, okay, he's given himself a bit of space. He just let a Sauber pass then. Anyone on their flying lap? I don't know why I did that. I should have just clicked to the last screen. So Raikkonen is about to start his flying lap with 1 minute 20 left. Actually, we won't even see the end of that. So what I'm going to do then is I am going to just accelerate, and we are just going to hope and pray that we're on pole. We are on pole, so it looks like Bottas improved and got to third, but Raikkonen didn't really improve. Ricciardo starts ahead of Verstappen, so it is the top three teams. Obviously, 5th and 6th, the third row of the grid is a Red Bull lockout, but it goes Mercedes, Ferrari. Vettel needs to improve. He probably will be my biggest challenger this season. But you can't rule out Raikkonen, you can't rule out Bottas. I famously on F1 games have poor starts. I get away too slow. My reactions is alright to actually put the power down, but Ferraris are so quick. So going into that first corner, Vettel probably is going to be on my inside line. So I need to probably go on the outside first corner, because it's a sweeping, it would say sharp right, and then there's an instant sweeping left. So I need to stay on the left hand side of the grid. But anyway, that is decent. It looks like Hulkenberg is starting in 7th, and Sainz, who finished what, 4th in the last race, he is starting 14th. So who's going to be the surprises of this race? And there's honestly one way to find out, and that's by doing the race. I need to have a drink yet again before the race. So this is the Bahrain race, my first pole position of the series, and I was not expecting it here, but I nailed that lap, and we're gonna have that. You can tell by my passion. I was shouting. I was like, yes, get in there. First pole, provisional pole it was, but it turned out to be the actual pole, and that's what Lewis Hamilton does. He puts in a tremendous laps. I need to cut this out. Okay.
You've done well to put it on pole, but we've still got work to do. Try to cover the inside line off the start.
Let me just check the audio.
You've done well to put it on pole, but we've still got work to do.
Okay, so at least you can hear my engine. I didn't actually know, because it comes out in my ears, whether or not you guys can hear it. But anyway, let's have a look at the race strategy. So obviously the high tyre management actually worked for us. We didn't really have too many issues with the tyres itself in the last race. So I'm going to stick with high tyre management. Obviously our car setup is in the one we are, and we can't change it because we're in Parc Ferme. But apparently it's going to take about an hour and a half, about 88 minutes. So it's going to be a long one, but it should be a good one. Anyway, let's begin. Right, reach optimal revs. I need to try and get away as well as I can. That is a short, runoff. Okay, so Bottas again with a fast start. I'm gonna have to brake early because I don't want to get any damage. So again, that bad start might cost me. Right, push him out, push him out. There we go. So Raikkonen is slotted in behind me. Bottas again with a good start, and another Ferrari with a good start. I don't think I can take Bottas here. No, I've done it. I've done it again. I've hit Bottas and lost a bit of front wing. Oh, first lap as well. Too eager, too eager. I should have bided my time because I was quicker than him. Okay. Oh. Squeeze them, squeeze them. Might be a bit of a corner cut there, but we need to start making up places again. Okay. Again, I think we can manage the damage. But right now, there's a long way to go. It's still lap 1. If you're going to make a mistake, make sure it's a... Oh god, actually. That understeer. Okay, down this back straight, I need to make sure that when I come in for a pit, I need to have it on yes. Okay. So lap 12 to 17, it's saying. Might have to change strategy if it's going to become a problem on my front wing. Okay. Hopefully Valtteri can do bits for us. Definitely not out this race though. Definitely not out this race. Okay. Yeah, I had a feeling that to avoid Ricciardo, I actually had to go kind of left, and I think I did. Well, obviously I did collide with Hulkenberg there. Luckily, nothing come out of it except just a bit of a warning. I'm just not sure how this front wing's going to hold up, but if I can just nurse it until the end of the first stint, then that could be good. But it might actually wear my tyres down a bit more than I think. It's this corner I just don't like. Okay, that's better. I'm just conservative with it. If I can gain on Ricciardo, it means that I can get DRS on the next lap against him. All is not lost though, because I'm not extremely far behind like the leaders and stuff. And as we saw in the last race, I could salvage it back, but I can't believe I was stupid enough again. Bottas is never going to yield against me, and it's on a corner that isn't famous for overtaking. So I'm guessing that's a Haas in between the two Red Bulls, so Ricciardo must have had a pretty poor start himself. Obviously he started in 6th, but I'm behind him because of my mistake. So he's dropped, well, he's same place, but he would have dropped down a place. DRS has been enabled on this lap. You were slow to go around that corner, Danny. That first corner I could take a few victims because they are slow.
Nice work, that brings you up the place.
Thing is, Grosjean's right on the back of Max, which is interesting, but I need to stay on the back of Grosjean for this, well, for as long as I can. Be within a second so I can get DRS down the next longer straight, which is in a couple of corners time. That understeer it might cost me. Okay, the Ferraris and Valtteri are getting away. So, right, I've got DRS in this bit, so I need to use it. And it's been activated. I'm not going to dwell too much on my mistake, but at the end of the day, it's my fault. It's no one else's fault but myself, my own. So, and things like that are going to happen this season. Right, I'm going to have DRS down this straight here. Can I potentially take both of them? To be fair, he's gaining on Max. I'm going to take both of them. Right, we're up to 4th. We're going along nicely. How much extra fuel do we have? We have decent. I'm going to save that for as long as possible. And in the last race I used quite a bit up very early. The problem is now I'm going to be a sitting duck for the cars behind, because Max is not going to... He hasn't forgotten last race where, well, he made the mistake, but because there was nothing on me, but he collided. Well, he definitely went into me. Okay, Sebastian's just gone around that corner. I haven't lost too much time actually. It's just the time, but obviously I'm going to lose in the pits again. But I've done well to get back through the pack, because I don't know what position I went down to, like 11th or something. I've done well to get back up to 4th, but I'm hunting a podium at least. But I could still be on for a race win if I drive smart from now on, because I didn't drive smart first half of the lap. 4.9 seconds behind Raikkonen. Can I close that gap? That is what I want to know. Can I close that gap? To be fair, it looks like Raikkonen is now quite close to Valtteri. So, in for the long haul. In for a penny, in for a pound. .8. I have brought it down a tenth-ish. Maybe a few hundreds, in fact. I think once I get like a new wing, I'll feel a lot better difference. Max is pushing me again, that's fine. It's up to 5 seconds now. I must have had a poor first sector. Okay. Obviously there's going to be some random retirements in this race. There might be a safety car, which probably would have helped me, to be honest. But I didn't have that much damage, to be honest. I'm glad there wasn't a virtual, because then I wouldn't be able to overtake. Max is right behind me right now. And I'm starting to feel my tyres go. Obviously that wing feels iffy. I'm understeering a bit more than I thought I was going to. So I've just lost half a second there to Kimi. I am kind of half tempted to I'm kind of half tempted to pit soon. Maybe the end of this next lap. Might have to change my strategy a bit. I don't know, can I hold on?
Okay, you're dropping a few tenths per lap to the car ahead.
Yeah, I'm dropping a few tenths. Decisions. I think I'm just going to have to suffer for this bit, because I believe on fresh tyres and a new wing I will be the fastest person, so I've just got to try and keep the gap as small as I can and just bide my time. I think Kimi is just getting away a bit because he's latching onto the back of Valtteri at the moment, so Valtteri needs to pull away, really. He needs to try and gain on Sebastian. At this stage I would be getting 12 points, I think. Yeah, 12 points, which wouldn't be the worst ever. What happened to Max then? Did he have a poor corner or something? I just made a tiny gap to myself. Come on, hold it, hold it, hold it. 5.2, so I'm maintaining that gap a bit now. I'm managing it. I'm certainly not out of this race. I'm just an idiot. I'll learn eventually. I think round 3 is China, which again is a very difficult track in my eyes. Is Max... Why is Max going backwards? As in, like, that gap just got a bit even bigger then. Has he got issues? I don't understand. Someone has just joined the stream. Welcome. I am in round 2 of my F1 2018 World Championship with Lewis Hamilton. If you didn't see yesterday's stream, which was round 1, which was Australia, what I'm doing is 100% races and a short qualifying, and I'm trying to do what Lewis Hamilton did and win the 2018 World Championship. But welcome to the stream. If you've got anything to say, I do have my stream chat open right now. That was a bloody poor corner. I was not concentrating enough. I do have my stream chat open if you want to say anything, and I will reply to any message, so bear that in mind. But right now, in the start of this race, on the first half a lap of the race, I mucked up. I started on pole after a very good qualifying, but I hit the back of, or hit the side of Bottas when trying to overtake him on a stupid corner, and yeah. That kind of mucked me up, but I went down to about 11th and I pulled my way back. But I am holding a tiny bit of damage, as you can see by that diagram, and my tyres are not in the best of ways right now, but I'm just managing it right now. Got back up to 4th, which is good, and I'm about 6 seconds now behind Raikkonen after that muck up on that difficult corner. But I'm just biding my time, and then once I've got a pit stop, new front wing, I should be able to try and fly on the soft, longer stint. But yeah, if you have anything to say, any questions, drop it to me. I'm still building a bit of a gap to Max behind me. I think the Red Bulls just on this track, I did actually predict in the last one that the Ferraris were going to be better in this race, and the Red Bulls might struggle, so I guess at this stage that might be the case. But Valtteri's doing alright, he's up to 2nd right. What is that for a corner? That is an awful corner. Trying to gain on them and I'm losing more time. The more mistakes I make in this first stint, the harder it's going to be for myself to catch up and potentially get a podium. But the Ferraris are looking good, and to be fair, the Mercedes are looking good. It's just I'm mucking up because of my tyres, not concentrating enough, and that front wing damage. Oh, come on, make it round. That's alright, considering the understeer. I think it's just more important right now that I stay within maybe 10 seconds of the leaders, and also maintain that gap between myself and Max Verstappen, just so I've got a bit of leeway for when people come into the pits. Lap 9 of 57 with 6.6 seconds behind Kimi. I think we're over 10 seconds behind Sebastian Vettel, who currently leads, who is actually driving a very good race. We do have spare fuel. Actually, we're losing the spare fuel. I might have to go down to lean for a bit. Manage our fuel a bit better. Actually, what would help that is definitely a safety car. It's down lean around it. 6.9 seconds. Let's harvest as much fuel I can in the rest of this stint. Forget about the lead Kimi has over me, and just I've done it again. That one's even worse this time. I don't know how Max has not caught me up. Come on, James, just come on. Embrace your Lewis Hamilton. Yeah, I'm not doing him proud right now. 4th isn't great.
Vettel's in first place.
8 seconds now, the gap to Kimi is. But I am on lean, so that is one factor I need to remember. It was about 5 seconds. This race is going to be all about managing and concentrating. That understeer turning right is horrible.
Be careful, we think you're going to start losing some tyre grip around now.
Losing tyre grip right? But no, I am losing tyre grip.
Window, you'll be on the softs.
Eight and a half seconds. I'm going backwards at this stage. The pack should start to spread out soon. Come on, Valtteri. You retired in the last one, as did Raikkonen, as did Ricciardo. So, tell you what, Ricciardo's caught. What, he's overtaken. Who was it? Was it Grosjean? I think it was Grosjean. And now he's right behind his teammate Max Verstappen. So.
Fuel target is +1. Faster engine modes are available.
Yeah, I know they're available.
Behind is 2.8 seconds.
Yeah. I think Max is having a mare, and looks like he's about to be overtaken by Danny Rick, and he has. It's just changed on the leaderboard at the top left. Oh, Max is taking it back on his corner, but oh no, Danny's taking it back. This is the most action that I've been involved, isn't it?
10.8 seconds.
So 10.8 to Valtteri. It's 9 seconds now between myself and Kimi. And bide my time, This is a marathon. It's a marathon, not a sprint. I'm gaining a lot of fuel, so I can stay on standard probably for the rest of the race once this stint ends. I think it's lap 12 that I'm coming in. Double check. Yep, lap 12. There's no way I'm gonna wait until like 16, 17, which it says I can. 9.4. Okay. Bad corner. Swing it round. So Max is back ahead actually. Oh, because Danny Rick took the start of the pit straight, so Max got it back by the end. Because they're fighting each other, they're slowing each other down, which is good for me, just trying to get away. Credit to Valtteri again. He drove brilliantly up until he had a mechanical failure, which was terminal for him. Come on, one more lap after this to hold out. 9.8 seconds. It's not like it's going to be over 10 seconds, but if I can start reeling them in after, I'm hoping that I am so much better after the first pit stop. Bro, I love you. I love you so much. I love you too, Plains Rule. Why not?
Box. We're coming in this lap.
It's 10 seconds now. Oh, I broke a bit too much then. Read my comments out. I just did. I did read them out. But you gotta remember that I am driving, but like down the straights I'll have a quick glance to see if anything comes up. Normally it actually prompts me on my screen, but I've got a message, but it hasn't really been doing that lately. So, I don't know why, but oh well. Actually, the Red Bulls are starting, I want to say they're starting to catch. Well, if I keep making mistakes like that, of course they're going to catch. That corner! That possibly might, well, it's not going to help me if I keep doing it like that. Oh, they're out of sight right now, the big guns. Look how far ahead they are right now. And I'm going to have a slower pit stop, so I'm probably going to be about 16, 17 seconds. I lost 2 seconds on that. Right. I'm probably going to be behind one of the Red Bulls as well, so I need to re-overtake them. Okay, both Red Bulls didn't pit. That's alright. No homo. Yeah, no homo, indeed. Ah, come on.
Go, go, go.
Okay. It's on standard. No front wing damage. Brand new tyres. Let's go. Come on, let's get out in a nice gap. Oh, I need to get out before these lot.
One stop left.
Feed in. Right, let's go. Now I need to really buckle down and concentrate. Right. Let's start with this corner, which can be the one that I muck up. I did a bit, but believe in yourself, I will. And Cole, is that Cole Buster? I should really not look at my chat when I'm going around that corner, especially right now I can. Cole Custer even, hello, believe in yourself, you're a magnificent person. Thank you, that's the inspiration you need. Sometimes you just need someone that can just motivate you and support you and say nice things. Thank you. Oh, this is so much better without, oh god, actually maybe I'm oversteering now, because I'm thinking that I've still got bad tyres. Actually I need to stay behind Stroll really, up until right on this corner. Just so I can get that DRS. Okay, what is he doing? Why is he coming to the right hand side? Wow. He nudged me. Anyway, I got DRS and I think he might come in, so. Actually, no, he's not, but I can get away from him. Let's go, let's go, let's go. People are pitting, so we're climbing again. Oh, it looks like we've got 4 people now in the live stream. Welcome, whoever's just joined. You're damn right, Mercedes would be lucky to have you as one of... actually, I'm Hamilton right now. I'm not myself. I could have done a career, but I think there's too many like people doing careers. I wanted to do something that maybe not as many people done and actually do it as Hamilton. Do an actual season, see if we can do what he did. Get his 5th World Championship. At this corner. Such a hard corner because it just sweeps. It's a slow sweeping left, and then all of a sudden it's like a hairpin. So approach speed has to be spot on. So Valtteri is in the pits, as my engineer said at exactly the same time. It'll be interesting to see how far we're behind him. We obviously lost time because we had our wing fix, plus we're about 14 seconds behind him beforehand. So that's a much better thing. They're unique, I like it. Yeah, more unique, plus like I think it's cool as a live stream series. It means that I can talk to you guys, so it's not like 2 hours worth of just me talking to myself. Right, is this going to be a brand new fastest lap? It is! See, I did say that you'll see the best of me now that I don't have any damage and I'm on fresh tyres. Out in front of Ricciardo, which is key, even with that change of the front wing. Right, I need to know where Valtteri is really. I would love to get a podium, but I'm not. I might have bitten off more than I can chew, but I still have like 43 laps to go, so anything's possible. I just need to drive quick. I hate that corner. Hate it. I nailed it in qualifying to get on pole, but that's in vain when I make mistakes like hitting my teammate. I think that's Bottas down there. That he's like 20 seconds ahead, I want to say. Okay, when I keep putting in faster sector, Sebastian's quicker than me. That's not good. No man, you have to let Ricciardo through. He is my man. So I'm like, it's good. I like when people have alliances with their favourite driver, but he's too far behind now. I'm not going to let him through. So Max is coming out of the pits now. I didn't improve on Vettel's time, so Max is just behind me. I'm glad that he is behind me though. It means I don't have to lap him or overtake him. So there's still 3. I want to say there's 3 drivers that still haven't pitted. Alonso, I think that was a Force India in front. And then there's someone else because I was in 4th before, so. I think right now a podium's out of my question, except, I will say, unless we get ourselves, unless there's a safety car, or someone just retires from the race, like Vettel, Raikkonen. I don't want Bottas to. He retired in the last race, and we like whoever saw yesterday's stream when we did Australia, we watched it in front of our eyes. He was like 1.5 seconds ahead of us, and then we just saw smoke pouring out the back of his car, and he just came to over the gravel, made a bit of debris, and just retired. It was horrible because I wanted a good battle against him. But anyway, we'll see what we can do. I think those cars in front might pit now. Lap 16, that's good for them if they decide to pit now. Okay, Alonso has, I want to say that's Perez, and I think that might be Hulkenberg. Alonso, Ocon and Hulkenberg, okay. So Raikkonen is about 14 seconds, I think that said. Jesus. They're still going like the clappers. We do have some extra fuel, but it's slowly burning off anyway. I prefer the races where when you're on standard it harvests some. Don't really want to go down to lean at any point. 14 seconds behind. I'm getting further away from them. I need a safety car. I need someone to crash. Okay, that long paragraph I'm gonna have to try and read in stages. I might be able to do a bit now. Max can stay behind. Your mission should be choose or accept it is keeping Max behind you. Good luck. This message will self-destructing center. I feel like I was on Mission Impossible then. Alright, I accept that. I'm not letting Max past. In Australia he caught up to me, but he spun around because he mucked up. I nearly mucked up then. I nearly caught a bit too much curb. It's 14 seconds to myself and Raikkonen. I was hoping that I was able to catch, but I'm really not doing that at the moment. I just want a podium. I know I'm mucked up. I know I'm mucked up. Okay, that's our best lap. We're into the 1:33s. The thing is, I feel like all 3 cars ahead of me are quicker. Still got a long way to go though. This is lap 18, so we've still technically got 40 laps. It's gonna be a long race.
The gap to the car ahead is 14.
I need to keep an eye on Max's, so he's 3.8 seconds. I'll keep an eye on that as well. Okay, Valtteri's got a bit of a gap to Kimi, so that's good. Fernando is faster. Well, he's behind a lot of people, I see. Punch to the face. Like 14.2. I'm going. It's a bigger gap, but I'm making a bigger gap to Max. The Red Bulls aren't as impressive as they were in Australia. It's definitely the Ferraris. They are the ones to beat. I don't know where Sebastian is. All I can do is my best. I'm not going to wish another retirement for Raikkonen after he retired in Australia, but it would be nice. I just need a safety car. Is that too much to ask for in this race? That was a nice sector. Probably one of the best corners I've done there. Oh, too slow into this corner now. But it is what it is. I'm a porn star, so I have to get up early. Good night, my dude. Good night. Good night. Just gloss over the fact that you're a porn star. This is less eventful than the last race. What happened there? I'm only joking with you. What, joking about the porn star or joking about you have to go? I don't mind if you're a porn star. I'm losing ground. So Perez is the first retiree. Virtual safety car, no!
Reduce speed and maintain a positive delta.
No!
Slow down, slow down.
Oh god.
Your delta is negative, which means you are too fast. Reduce your pace.
Jesus. Well, considering you're... I'm just saying, considering you're still here, I'm guessing you're joking about going to going to bed or something. I'm guessing the porn star bit's true. PS3 quality here, and we want VR for this, maybe not. I tell you what, VR for Formula 1 would be sick, because it would be like you're in an actual simulator. That would be amazing. The Arcturus 666, good suggestion that is. This race is becoming increasingly boring for me because I'm getting away from Max, so there's no drama there, but Kimi's getting away from me. I'm trying to... The only way I can see myself getting a podium is if there's a safety car or someone in front of me retires from the race. I'm kind of hopeful it's Sebastian right now. But I have a strange feeling all three of them are going to finish the race and it's just going to end like this. So this could be a dull race, but it could be a dull race. But at the end of the day, fourth would still mean I'm ahead in the championship, but 2 points I think. 2 points over Sebastian. Oh, but 2 races in a row that I've just hit into Bottas. My own teammate.
14.4 seconds.
14.4 seconds, so it seems to stay there. If you're like, we can do a scene together, of course it would be no homer. Well, if I accepted that, then surely it would be homer. I have nothing wrong with homosexuals. Not at all, but I'm just not gay. No, I've never looked at a man and say, "Damn, he fine." Not saying that gays say that, but I'm just saying I've never been attracted physically or sexually to another male. I can't believe we got fastest lap then. What happened? Fastest lap, but we still didn't gain on Kimi. That makes sense. Oh, that's scruffy second half of that corner. I don't... actually, I've just thought, I don't want anyone to retire from the race. That's an awful comment, by the way. But I want Kimi to have some problems so he slowed down a bit. Give me give me some optimism, because right now I can finish this race, but it'll be boring as hell. I need action. I need action. 15.2 because of that. You said I was a man. That's very true, to be honest, because your plane really doesn't suggest. Well, considering you said that last message with no homo, then I'm guessing you're a guy. Because no girl would ask a guy to do a porn shoot or a scene with them and then say no homo. Let's be honest. So that's the only reason why I took it as you're a guy. But maybe I'm wrong to assume genders. It's 2019. What can I say? But I don't see why it's an issue assuming genders when you are 90% sure. Because it just outweighs the possibility I could be wrong. People are so drawn. I hate that in the last year people say, "Oh, it's 2018, you know, can't assume genders." What? So it's okay to do it before? I don't know. Only the really crazy ones. Well, I guess so, but I'm just saying. I've never known. I hate that corn. I've never known a woman to be a porn star who gives me a challenge of staying ahead of Max Verstappen on F1 and who wants me to let Danny Ricciardo overtake. That's just a weird blend. But saying that, I've never known a man to want all those things either, so it's a bit weird. I'm 16.5 seconds behind Kimi. This race is over. Not even halfway through it as well. I'm just torturing myself. I need something to happen. Someone just crash into a wall, please. So I keep making mistakes and I'm not going to catch up because I know I'm in these remaining 34 laps. I'm going to probably mess up that corner another 20 times. It's just going to happen. They're nearly a lap stop, pit stop ahead. I don't know why I said lap stop. Pit stop ahead. I think once it gets to about 23 seconds. I think Valtteri is out of that range, potentially. I know Sebastian is. Max is now 8 seconds behind me, so it's definitely not a Red Bull, Red Bull circuit. So far, it's definitely not a Lewis Hamilton circuit. I can run into a wall if you like. Would that help? I don't get it. How are my tyres doing? They're starting to feel a bit slippery. Yeah, they're starting to get a bit yellow. About probably 30. Yeah, I was about to say 34. Still got a long way to go on these tyres then. "17 seconds. Oh, I forgot to brake. Struggle's real with this race. 17.5 seconds, still going up. Oh, Jesus. Right now, I need a miracle. I'd quite happily take a safety car, even though Max would be right behind me, but I know I can get away from him again. If there could be a safety car around lap 30, that would be ideal, because then I can pit, get fresh tyres. If that is true, planes roll, about you, was it grandfather or did I read, or was it grandmother? Grandfather, passing away, then I am sorry for your loss, if that's true. 25 seconds to the leader. He is out of pit stop range.
Okay, the gap behind is 9.8 seconds.
This is the dullest race ever. There's nothing around me. No one around me. I was hoping I would actually claw it back after the pit stop, but I've got further away. I think it's like 14 seconds or something now, but now it's like 17 and 17, nearly 18.
Vettel's the race leader.
Yes, I know Vettel's the race leader. He's going to cut my gap to 2 points. 2 points. Jeez. I feel even worse though because of that
Our gap to the car in front is
hit on
17.9
Bottas now.
seconds.
In the last race it didn't really matter because I ended up winning the race. Because everyone around me was just dropping out of the race. I need something to happen, I just don't know what. Well, I know actually exactly what. I need a bloody miracle. We've only lost Perez from this race. I've been running through the jungle, I've been running through the woods to get you. Oh, for God's sake. You're a weird one, aren't you?
Okay, we're not seeing any issues with tyre wear right now. You should have good grip for a while yet.
You say good grip. Actually, you could have the stickiest tyres possible, and to get around that corner you still need to have a bit of luck. You lose a bit of like, I would hate to be an actual F1 driver if I was in the situation I am. The person in front is getting away, the person behind isn't catching, everything's just content. Selena Gomez is hot, isn't she, baby? I've never been a huge... I don't really rate her. I don't know, maybe it's just... I don't know too much about her, to be honest. She's not someone that I particularly followed. Alright, I'm pretty much halfway through this race. How is Max going further behind me when I keep messing up a certain corner? That shows how poor the Red Bull is around this track. All I need to do is finish 4th. I'm still top. But overall, it's been a poor race weekend. After yesterday's race, I was like so hyped to do it. I was going to do like one race a week. And then I thought, you know what, I really want to carry on, so I'm going to do Bahrain. I'm glad I'm doing it, just to get it out of the way. But honestly, man, I love you and I love what you do. I support what you're doing. Well, if you support what I'm doing, make sure you subscribe, you know, that shows me you really support the channel. Drop a like as well. Next time I look at my likes, when I glance down, I want to see there's a 1 next to it. Nearly 20 seconds now beyond Raikkonen. Ferraris are dominant, but Valtteri is still dominating me, so even he's going to be gaining on me. I'm going to be on 37 points. Vettel's going to be on 35. Bottas 18. Raikkonen 15. Verstappen is going to be on 28. So he's doing alright. I think he's going to be 3rd from 2nd. If it stays like this. Absolutely already done it. Thank you. Oh, there is a 1 next to that like. Thank you. I respect that. I need likes right now. I'm suffering. I don't know why you're still watching this dribble. And so it looks like the front three have lapped someone. One day they'll crash into one of them. I'm getting to the point where I actually hope Valtteri has an issue, just so that something can happen out front. I want Kimi to catch up with Valtteri and crash into him. Oh, I tell you what, Valtteri has stopped. No way, no way. No way, no way, no, 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 no. As soon as I said that, Bottas is in fourth. Is Bottas out?
Virtual safety car is deployed. Drop your speed, our delta is too low and we risk a penalty.
Bottas is there. Bottas, as soon as I said that, I can't believe I literally said that. I've got to the point where I even want Bottas to have problems. And as soon as I said that, Bottas dropped down to third. And I'm now in third. I'm in podium spot. I feel bad for Bottas. That's 2 races in a row that he's going out. But at least I'm podium now, so I'll have a bigger lead. I'll be on 50 points.
VSC
Yes.
ending, we're going green. Maintain positive delta until the green flags.
Oh my god. Problem is this race is still boring. But now it's going to be a Ferrari 1-2. I wish it was a Ferrari that went out, like Vettel, so Bottas was leading, but... Oh god, my bad. Why does it still say virtual safety car ending? It's ended. Oh god. Wizardry, you are a wizard. By the way, that's the wrong you're. You put as in, you're as in like a possession sort of you're, not you are. So I'm just saying. Why does it say virtual safety car ending? Is that glitched on my screen right now? Wait, Raikkonen's 18 seconds. He was 20, wasn't he? What is happening? Apparently the virtual safety car is still ending. I might have to go into the pits. Well, I soon go into pits and that should disappear. Should, so shouldn't be a problem. Was Kimi 20 seconds at me or was he 18? Has anything changed? I'm glad that as Bottas technically, yeah, it's down to 18, so he's technically out. He's retired from the race again, and it's about at the same stage as he retired in the last race. Bottas does so well, and from second place, actually no, he was first when he retired last time.
The car ahead is 18.4 seconds.
Realistically, I'm not going to win this race. Unless there's a safety car, I could. I'm still hoping for a safety car, just to add a bit of more drama to this race. But we'll see, we'll see. Sorry, I live in Suva. It's 2:30 AM, so my brain isn't working. So it's fine. Where's Suva? I don't know where that is.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs.
Can't believe it still says virtual safety car ending. I'm hoping that leaves at the end of the when I go into the pits in 2 laps time. I hope so. Fiji. Ooh. Oh. Well, I appreciate you watching my stream at 2:15 in the morning. So technically, you're 12 hours. Are you 12 hours ahead or behind? What's the date where you are? What day is it? Oh yeah, just what day is it, really? I want to say you're ahead.
Gap to car in front is 18.9 seconds.
18.9 seconds, still getting away. Yeah, what day is it? Okay, let's see if I can do a bit more wizardry. I predict that within the next 8 laps, so up until lap 41, someone in the top team is going to get some sort of failure. That might not be terminal, it might not be if they're out of the race. It might just mean that like they're driving but say they've got problems or something. So someone in the top 3 teams, so that means either, well, technically either a Ferrari or a Red Bull, because I don't think I'm going to get an issue. So it's Thursday for you. It's Wednesday here, so you're actually 12 hours ahead. Okay. 12 hours ahead, that's fair enough. What's it like in the future? Doing everything I can to close the gap somehow. I'd love to see it to go into the 18s next, but it's just not going to happen. Every sector, it's like a 10th added on. So I'm pushing as hard as I can. Right, next lap I'm pitting.
Come on, mate, you can do it. It's been a tough race, but I know you're capable of getting more out of that car today. Dig deep. Give us the best of your talent.
Pep talk from my mechanic then, when he's just saying that because he knows that essentially I'm just going to come third. Max is no threat behind me now. He's nearly 16 seconds behind me, but Kimmy's about 19.4, 19.5 maybe. I'll see in a sec.
Okay, gap ahead is 19.0 seconds.
Wait, I gained like a 10th. How? Is his tyres starting to go off like mine are? Hoverboards and flying cars. 12 hours ahead of me and you make a joke like that. To be fair, what's it like in Fiji? I'd like to know actually. But it's pretty cool though. In my mind when I think Fiji, I just think of like amazing landscapes where it's like hills, mountains, and like I don't know why, like big trees. It's like very tropical in my mind, but I could be so wrong. Oh, I lost 7/10 then for having a bit of a skid. Second pit stop. Oh, I need to stretch my hands. Oh dear. It was a good stint.
Complete, go now.
Well, it's okay. I wasn't gaining on anyone, so could have been better. Okay, it's still showing VSC, so I kind of need like another virtual safety car to come up and it potentially just end in. Okay, both Red Bulls are ahead of me now, but they haven't pitted, so... Is that my last pit? It is my last pit. Okay. About 23 laps to go. It's not that bad. We're getting through there. We're slogging it out. I'd like to be within a second of Danny. by the end of the lap so I can get some DRS. Okay, these feel a lot more smoother. It's nice to not see like Max behind me and Kimi ahead of me. I'm bored of that. So right now we're into 5th, but obviously everyone else needs pit. Okay, I'm not even going to be within a second of Danny. I'm doing everything I can to be within a second, but I'm out of it. Say Kimi's now the race leader.
Our gap to the car in front is 3.6 seconds.
I prefer Kimi to win, because that means I've got a bigger lead at the top, but I don't know if that's just because Sebastian pitted. Basically irons upon islands. Yeah, I picture like something like that. Wait, I'll read the rest once I'm on the straight. Why is there a yellow flag? Who dat? There was a yellow flag overhead. Who would that be? Oh, it's a Williams. It's a shame. It's a shame. With brisk white sand that blows the brightest appearance to white. I'll read the last sentence in just a second on this corner. And crystal clear water that shines like the sun itself. Oh. Oh, it's not even coming up that we've got fastest lap because that's on screen. That's a bit of a shame, isn't it? I wonder if Danny's going to be ahead of Max. He might have undercut him. I bet Kimi's like 20 seconds now. I was hoping that yellow flag was a Ferrari. 17.9. So I brought it down like a second because I undercut him. I gained a bit on it, but I'm on less fresh tyres. It might take a while for him to turn on his tyres. Like 20 laps or something, that would be nice. I expect someone to break the lap record, but I can't actually, it won't come up to say if someone's done that. 17.7 seconds. In 20 laps, that is not doable. I'd have to make up over a second a lap. That's just not going to happen, is it? Max is 21 seconds behind. I haven't even like lapped anyone yet. I mean, no safety car. There's been 2 virtual safety cars. I think 2. Well, definitely had 1 because it's stuck on my screen. Even after the pit stop. Oh well. Do what we have to do. I've driven smoothly except for the first lap. But yeah, I find myself in 3rd place, fortunately, because of Valtteri retiring again. He's going to be on 0 points after 2 races. Luckily there's still 19 more races to go after this. Next one in China, which I'll probably do maybe in a few days. Maybe not tomorrow, which is Thursday, but maybe Friday. I don't know, I might fill up for one tomorrow. I'm enjoying F1 again because I stopped playing it for a month or so. I still have a bit of extra fuel, but not enough to really amount of charge. You're my hero. Thank you. Again, wrong yaw. .4 seconds. Can't tell if that's going up or down, but it doesn't matter if it's going down because I'm not going to gain that much. La 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 la. I wonder actually if drivers in their helmets like during the race to start singing or something, or humming. That's something I'd like to think about, isn't it? Wait, is that Verstappen and Ricciardo changing places then? I'm guessing Plains rule, you want Danny to come ahead of Max. To be fair, so do I. Danny retired from last race and Max obviously finished second. So plus you're just a bigger. Let's see if they're together, if I can spot them. I think they are. I think their dots are quite close together. La 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 la.
Gap to car in front is 17.
We keep getting that second sector quite decent right now. I haven't looked up on it as much as I thought I would. So I can actually pit again and be second, but there's literally no point. I could go on back on the Super Sauce, but I'd still be like 20 seconds-ish behind Raikkonen, plus another 20 seconds for the pit stop. So there's no point. I'm not going to catch up 40 seconds, even with Super Softs over Softs. I did say before lap 41 I'd see someone get a mechanical failure. I'm not seeing that. I could make it interesting and just have a battle with the Red Bulls later on, but nah, I'll consolidate my podium. But it's a shit podium. It's not a good one. 18 laps to go. Well, 17 and a half. I don't know why that VSC is stuck on my screen. Apparently it's still ending. I just want to overtake someone, so I'm hoping I can catch up to that group in front of me before the end of the race. Fair play to Ferrari though. They had a poor showing out of the top teams in the first race. Vettel came 5th and Raikkonen retired from the race, so they only amassed 10 points. But in this they're going to get a 1-2. Oh, I've overtaken someone, but he's come out of the pits. Ooh. Turns out that my hit on Bottas really did mess me up. I would have loved to know where I came. I would have been in top 3 still, but I don't know if I would be in 3rd. I need to make sure I start a lot better during in races so I can get away from everyone. I'd rather be bored out of my mind well ahead in 1st than bored out of my mind in 3rd. But I'll take the positives. It's going to be 15 points instead of 12. It's a podium finish, which means we can see the presentation at the end. It's not bad. It's not bad. on the day we're just beaten by Ferrari, who are going to be there all season, just either breathing down our neck or me staring at the back end of their car. They've done brilliantly. Both Raikkonen and Vettel, they've responded in the best possible way. Obviously there's still 16 laps to go in just a sec, and anything can happen in that time. But I think right now I can safely say, yeah, honestly, they deserve a lot of plaudits from this. A lot of plaudits. They've done remarkable in this race. They've managed the race superbly. Vettel had such a good start, and he's been in first place pretty much every lap. Kimi, I was ahead of him at the start, and until obviously that incident with myself and Valtteri, and then he's just a smart driver on this game. He's just very smart. He was leading the race until he had mechanical problems last race. So the only thing that stopped him in the first 2 races is his car messing up. That's it. It's been a very, very solid, but probably it's been disappointing from my point of view. Not just because of the lack of action in the race, which I do want, regardless of me wanting to win every race. I'd rather have an action-packed stream for you guys, and obviously I want to be enjoying this. I am still enjoying it. I'm still going. Like, at no point have I really thought I should slack this off, shouldn't I? But no, I've enjoyed it. But overall disappointed, especially after putting it on pole with a blistering lap at the start of the stream. At least I'm catching up to some back markers, so I can just pretend I'm overtaking someone. Okay, my previous prediction of someone going out has not come true, it seems. At least I'm coming up to some back markers, so I can pretend that they're like good. But it's probably Van Dorn, probably like Ericsson, and I can't remember what the other club was. Actually, I think it's like Sorokin or Stroll, maybe. Yeah, I think it's definitely a Williams. As you might be able to see by who is now in 4th place, it looks like Danny has overtaken his teammate Max Verstappen and is now up into 4th place. To be fair, Danny's had a decent race considering how poor Red Bull has been. He's never really let Max get away from him. Okay. Next couple of laps should be a bit more action. I do feel bad for Valtteri though. 2 races, 0 points.
20.0 seconds.
Kimi's 20 seconds ahead of me. He's built a gap at 20 seconds over 44 laps. That's about half a second a lap. Alright, this next lap we should see a bit of action, even though the cars will let us out the way. At least we can see cars, which for most of this race we haven't seen anything. What I would give for a safety car to come out right about now. So nice. That shows how much I've struggled compared to the Ferraris. I'm not even really catching up to these guys. Slow progress. This is the worst corner that you could have possibly... Oh my god, I could have caused the safety car then. So it was Van Dorn, it is Ericsson, but I've got DRS! For the first time really in this race, I've got DRS! Still didn't catch up to Ericsson. He's getting that on the way. That's a good place to actually let me by. Thank you, Marcus. Of course I'm going to get a purple sector for that. No DRS. Dun, da, 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 da. "12 laps to go." I'm 26 points ahead. 26 points. 26 seconds ahead of Danny Rick. I'm guessing because you're from Fiji is the reason why you like Danny? Because surely he's the nearest geographically driver away from you, I'm guessing? Well, I would assume so. I can't think of any others. Oh wait, was Brendan Hart? Which is nearer? Is New Zealand nearer to you, or Australia? I'm guessing New Zealand, right? Is Brendan Hartley New Zealand? Oh, am I completely off track? Was it Australia? I don't know. Stroll, stay ahead for a second so I can get DRS down the main straight, please. Carl. Look at this is going to be a brilliant overdose. Oh, I've gone past him. That was quick and efficient. See, that's me pretending because... Oh, that's my best lap. Keeps fluctuating between like 19.5 seconds and 20 seconds. Kenny does. Must be just traffic. Probably the nicest corner I've done, that one. When you're in a zone and you just naturally do things, they just become easier. But I can safely say I'm well beaten in this race. I did hope that one of the three ahead of me was going to retire or get problems. Unfortunately, again, it's my teammate. So again, I'm just holding firm for Mercedes in our hunt to become a constructors and drivers champion. But at first and third in my first two races, that just shows how realistic this difficulty is. On another day we could have won. It's not going to be today. unless there is a safety car within the next few laps. I'm just hoping to overtake at least one more car. I think that might be Leclerc. Obviously now a Ferrari driver, so I'm hoping he does well. I hope he beats Vettel this season. Right. We're in the last 10 laps. Let's bring the car home. We're nearly there, boys and girls. I don't know who's watching or who is going to watch this. Oh, I need to stretch.
Our gap to first place is 20.7 seconds.
20.7 seconds to the leader. That means Kimi can win this, because he is 19.8. He's about a second behind Vettel. I actually hope Kimi wins. Drop Vettel down even further behind me in the constructors, in the drivers championship. Oh bloody hell, they are close. I just saw the dots together. Crash into each other, please. Both of them terminal. Let me win. Oh, they're side by side. Vettel's in second. It depends who's down the main straight. I think Vettel's going to take the lead again. Kimi shouldn't have overtaken him then. But, oh, yeah, Vettel's back ahead down the main straight. That's going to be a dogfight until the end, unless one yields a bit too much and has to play catch up again. Come on, Kimi. I want Kimi to win. See another car. I haven't seen many of them. Come on, Kimi. Oh, come on, Kimi. Oh, come on, Kimi. You can do it. Pass Vettel. Come on, Kimi. Oh, he's a bit further behind now. Maybe that means he'll take him on the straight instead of the back straight. Oh, he's going for it again. That's bad. Because you might overtake him, but he's going to overtake you down the main straight, you idiot.
Fuel is looking really good. You're managing it well.
Well, I'm sure I'm within a second. I hope so. Yes, I am. Wait, Raikkonen's ahead. Now can he stay ahead? Bye, Leclerc. That's my best lap. Sick. How far actually are they ahead? Are they battling each other to a point where I'm gaining at all? I haven't really noticed. I haven't paid attention.
Raikkonen is now the race leader.
He is the race leader with only 7 laps to go.
Gap to car in front is 13.5 seconds.
13.5 seconds. Really? I don't think I'm going to gain still, but I think the gap has definitely been brought down because of them fighting. I think there's a bigger gap between them though. There is a bigger gap. Kimi stormed ahead. Come on then. Let's have a fight. I'm not going to gain them within 6 laps, but I like that it's shortened it. It's made it a bit more action, but it's just not in my race. At the front. Sebastian's been in control of this race for so long. And Kimi has just been eaten away. No wonder he's been so much quicker than me. Well, a bit quicker than me, race pace, but he's done bits if he ends up winning this. That's amazing. I'd love to say I'm like catching Vettel at a good rate, which I am, but I'm not going to catch him enough. Yeah, he's just too far ahead. It's about 10 seconds still, I think.
Okay, gap ahead is 9.0 seconds.
Yeah, I'm just not catching enough. It's a shame. If this was like 10 laps in the past, there might have been a small chance. Fuck it, we're going rich.
Okay, the gap behind is 29.7 seconds. There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Fastest lap of the race. There's Vettel. We're gonna give it everything we got. We're not yielding just yet. 1, 2, 3, 4 laps. It's the fact that Force India is right on his tail. I think he's struggling.
Gap to the car in front is 4.9 seconds.
It's less than 5 seconds. 5 seconds in 4 laps. It's not going to happen still, is it? I'm nailing this corner now. If only I didn't put it on lean earlier in the race and just lose so much time. Come Come on, if he can get into a battle with that Force India, I've got still a sliver of a chance. God almighty, they're only there. What is wrong with Vettel? Okay, I've still got excess fuel. 3 laps to go. We just blissed that lap, was amazing. That's taken time out of his time. Oh my god. Vettel's going to get a blue flag again to get past him. Which I think is going to be now. Here's the action you wanted, guys, and it's in the last few laps. That was a poor first sector.
We advise moving to mix 2. Fuel to mix 2. We're increasing our gap on the car behind by around a second a lap.
Jesus. I'm going for it.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left. Brilliant. Nice move.
If you're still watching, anyone, this race has had its action, and we've built a gap already to Sebastian. Second place,
Leader,
13 seconds. He lost so much time in the last 5 or so laps. It was worth me just pushing hard, and my lap times were exceptional. Wow, what an end to this race this has been. What has happened to Vettel? Started amazing, throughout this race has dominated, and then all of a sudden in the last 10-15 laps Raikkonen was closing that gap. Wow, 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 that is drama, that is. Late on in the deserts of Bahrain. 2 laps just to stay in second. I am now a happy chappy. Kimi has driven brilliantly. In fairness to me, I've just plugged it. I've just done as well as I possibly can. Wow. I just went silent for the last few laps because I just knew if I'd given half a chance against Vettel, I'm going to try and take it, and I did on this corner 1 lap ago. Already he's 2.3 seconds, and Ocon is on him again. This has just been a remarkable race. It really, really has. Last lap.
This is your final lap of the race.
I'm glad I used up that fuel. I don't really like having so much excess fuel left. Oh shit. It's not screwed us up now. We've driven brilliantly except for that first lap. We've been amazing. What could have been if I didn't screw up? Probably another race win, but second place, coming back from 11th, gotta remember, something like 11th, 12th in this race from after that accident. I will take that happily. About half a lap to go now. Wow, 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 wow. So happy with myself. Being consistent throughout and not giving up. Not giving up. I feel bad for Valtteri now because he could have won this race. He really could. But Sebastian's performances lately have been poor.
The tank is empty.
Kimi Räikkönen has finished the race as the winner. Fair play. Fair play. But there's the fireworks. In the desert of Bahrain, we have come home in second place. My hand hurts. Ow. Yes! I'm delighted with that. Absolutely delighted. Absolutely staggered with that. Wow, 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 wow. Absolutely stunned. Oof. Oh my! Let's look at the podium. On the second step instead of the third. Kimi, like, he should be delighted with himself. He's done bits. He's done absolute bits against me. Quite rightly, so it deserves it. Started in third. Yeah, he started in third because it was Ferrari, Mercedes, Ferrari, Mercedes. So, oh no, it was Mercedes, Ferrari, Mercedes, Ferrari. So it was fourth. He started. Wow, and we'll see the confirmation here that yes, he indeed started fourth and went up. Wow, okay, Kimi got his best lap, I think in his final lap. Wow. Okay. Danny Rick coming home fourth after retiring first race. Let's have a look at this then. So after 2 races we're on 43 points. I'm delighted with that. We've got Max in second still with 28. We've got Kimi with a win up into third with Vettel also on 25 points in joint third. Hulkenberg and Sainz dropped down, but they have done remarkable. And let's look at the constructors. So Ferrari do indeed go to the top, as Crofty just said there. We're in second place. Obviously, if Valtteri had managed to bring it home one of the first 2 races, then obviously we would be a lot happier. But yeah, honestly, right now, very satisfied with that after 2 races. Next race is going to be in China, so we're going to advance. We didn't look at the race direct to see what incidents there was, but it doesn't really matter at this stage. And we are going to wrap up this live stream. It wasn't as gripping as yesterday's Australia Grand Prix, I will say that, but to come back from a spin and a hit onto Bottas in the first lap, to come back and get second place was amazing. I think the race itself would have been boring if I think it would have been boring if Vettel didn't mess up really late on. But we took advantage of that. We capitalised on it, and that's why I'm pleased. Third place, I would have been thinking, great, I only got third because Valtteri went out, and I got a podium because of him, but at the same time I also really worked hard, and I'm delighted with that. So if we go on to championship now and we click on this, so we are now in round 3 of 21, so it's going to be China next stream. I don't know when it's going to be, but it's going to be within the next week, I guarantee that. Currently sat at the top with a gap of 15 over Max Verstappen going into China. I'm very happy with that, especially because Danny came 4th and Max came 5th, so he only managed to get 10 points instead of a to close the gap even more. He could have been on 30 points overall. Very happy with that overall. But yeah, guys, that's going to wrap things up for today's stream. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like rating, and until next time, goodbye.